Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we are chatting about how to pose large groups. Now I get it, large groups can be freaking intimidating. There are a lot of people all looking at you, there are a lot of people waiting for your direction, and there's a lot of people to manage, right? You're not just creating a pose for one person, you're creating a pose for 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever that may be. So today I'm going to talk through some of our basic principles for posing large groups, plus I'm going to show you behind the scenes footage. So let's talk about that behind the scenes footage. We have a program that's called Senior Spokesmodels, and what it is it's an advertising program for us. It helps us promote our senior sessions. And what happens is that we have students that apply, and in there it's kind of a mutually beneficial program. They don't get any sort of kickback for their sessions. We just think that that becomes unnecessary and it's not worthwhile for them. You know, like trying to get $20 off for each person they refer, anything like that. That just becomes hard, and it's honestly not something they're concerned about. Instead, we give them tons of benefits, like tons of free shoots. So we've done it in a lot of different variations of ways, but typically we do a couple group shoots, whether that's like a welcome shoot and definitely a graduation shoot, maybe something styled in between there. Maybe they'll also get an additional individual shoot. We've kind of done a lot of variations, like I said, and swapped some things out, but there are definitely always group shoots. And so what I'm taking you along for is behind the scenes of our graduation shoot. So this Senior Spokesmodel program actually had not met in person prior to this. Their program was instead focused on a lot of extra individual shoots, and their welcome party would have happened during COVID. And so instead, they had some individual shoots, like we called them intro modeling sessions prior to their senior shoot, and then they're meeting for the first time here. So I'm going to talk through some principles that we love to incorporate for large groups and that help us get lots of variety, help us move through it with confidence, and I'm going to show you some of that session there. So it's going to be super, super fun. Let's jump right in. So point number one, always mix up who's standing by who. In any case, they're going to be in a long line, right? Maybe you'll do some clumps, you'll do some squishes, all kinds of stuff. But for a majority of a session, if it's a large group, there's going to be some sort of line element, especially if it's not a large family where there's different levels or people can be on people's shoulders, people can be standing in front and they're not restricted height-wise. For like a senior session for a wedding party, you're going to be in a line. So we always incorporate mixing it on up, especially if there isn't any sort of like hierarchy. So for example, in a wedding party, there is a hierarchy there to some degree, right? There is going to be people who have like the maid of honor position versus a bridesmaid position. And even more so, there's likely going to be some sort of ceremony order. Now, I know that ceremony order doesn't necessarily denote like the closest friends to the less close friends. I mean, they're still best friends. That could also incorporate other things like height or who's walking down the aisle together if they have actual couples walking down the aisle together. I know that. But the ceremony order is a codified system that's already established by the couple, and so we lean on that. Versus like having to pick like, okay, you stand here and you stand here, or just get in a random order, go ahead and stand next to the bride or next to the groom. That's awkward. It's not only awkward for us, I think even more so it's awkward for them. Being a bridesmaid who is constantly told like, okay, let's just stand next to them in any order, whatever makes sense. That's just like a lot of weirdness, I feel like. No matter what, you're like, oh, okay, well, your sister, you can stand right next to her. Or like, oh my gosh, no, you stand right there. Oh, here, I'll stand on the edge. And then you stand on the edge for every single photo. There's just a lot of weird dynamics in there, right? So especially in our Senior Spokesmodel program, where there is not a hierarchy, I want to make sure that I'm intentionally telling them to mix it up as much as possible. Especially when they don't know each other or they don't have like, you know, two friends know each other, two people go to school together. It's a whole mix of people. I will flat out say every time, okay, let's stand here. If it feels like there's a little uncertainty, I'll say, okay, Ashley, you stand here. Okay, Peyton, you stand here. And then the next time that we get to a spot, I'll say, okay, mix it up, stand by someone new. You can't be in the same spot. Otherwise, I think there will always be this chance that like someone's on the end for every single photo, and that just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for them, and it's just not fun overall. So be sure to mix it up and be very explicit about, okay, now let's stand somewhere brand new next to no one that you were standing by before. Okay, number two, when they're in a line, when they're spread out, or when they're in a clump, obviously you're gonna take a photo where they're pretty similar, right? They may all wrap in towards the center and they're all giving hugs, they're connecting like around the bicep or around the elbow, all snuggled. But then only spend time doing like one or two shots like that. really capitalize on doing things that are different and that allow each individual person to express themselves. So I might have everyone facing in towards the center, and I might have one girl just kind of just chilling, one girl's wrapped on the next person's shoulder, one is wrapped all the way around with the back arm, two are holding hands. Make sure to get lots of variety there. And I think that's where group photos really fall short. If you're just looking for uniformity, it just doesn't feel fun. That's just not realistic. That's not, each person is not uniform, right? They are individual people. And so the more that we can show that, not only is it reflecting them better, but it's also adding a lot of visual interest to our photos. So make sure to break it up. Really kind of give each individual person a pose, which will really make things feel fun and fresh. So this could be even when everyone's facing straight in towards each other, then you take every other person and you have them face outwards. So some people are back to back, maybe some people are facing straight on, some people are facing to an angle, but then they're wrapped all different ways. Some are full on hugging, some are just holding a hand in the front, some are wrapped around someone else's arm. That allows us to get lots of variety. And it allows us to get lots of variety fast without even really moving their feet, or maybe they're just turning their bodies, facing their belly buttons different sides. We don't have to like pick up a whole group, pick up 14 bridesmaids and move them to a completely new spot.
Then come forward a little bit, you guys, so that you're like flat here. Yeah. Oh, okay, you guys. So we'll like switch up a ton, and we'll like go in all different orders, and I'll like have you reverse this. So you two turn in towards each other, face each other, give each other like a full hug, but like with the front arms like, oh, yes. Now all of us facing towards them. Yeah. No, I like you. All of us connect like some shoulders, some elbows. Somebody give me like a holding hand. Like actually, I think like you two hold hands. We're all like, yeah. And then tuck your fingers down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then pop any leg. Do some little pops, but also do some like drama. Okay. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Wait. Forget you. You guys start. Give Cam just a big old classics now. Check out. Cuties! Give them a little giggle, like a little yeah. Okay, then I say go. Give big giggles side to side, but like lots like way over the shoulder so that you're like making eye contact everywhere. So I say go, you go a little. Ready, set, go! Yeah, you guys! Looking over the shoulder. Wait, stop! I love it. Do this for me. Give Cam one soft smile, lips pressed together, like I'm just a little snuggle bug. Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, flip. Oh, snuggle bugs. Yeah, forget out!
Next, after poses, make sure to use prompts. Make sure to invite all of the large group to do an action, use a certain emotion, create some sort of surprise. Our go-to is a sneak attack. We use it both with families, with wedding parties, with all kinds of large groups, where maybe we'll have one person, or we'll have two people, or we'll have three people up front, and then we'll do some sort of variation where everyone in the back comes forward and sneak attacks them, wraps them up. It could be a wedding couple and we have the wedding party sneak up. And then phase two is that they grab them, they jostle them, they really scare them with love, like a good old shakedown. And then phase three is that they scream and shout up the camera, like, woo! So you can do tons of variations of that. You can do less phases in there, but make sure that you're doing some things that allow for motion, allow for emotion, and allow for everyone there to be able to express themselves and get tons of fun, enjoyable photos.
Okay, do this. You two, come right here, stand here. Us come right here. Ready? Wait, no, you guys hug each other. Yeah, that's gentle. I like it a lot. That's very nice.
Related, utilize walking and lots of it. Now, while in couple sessions, I think there's a lot of variety and prompts that you can use. Obviously, we're gonna do some walking, some frolicking, some snuggle walks wrapped all the way around each other, like nuzzling noses and kissing and resting shoulders. There's lots of variations, right? But I also say in couple sessions, don't just get attached to walking. There are a lot of photographers out there that will just have you walk back and forth, this way, that way, down that way, over this, over under that. And there are so many more things that you can do, from like lifts to sneak attacks to tickle fights to whispering things in each other's ears. But walking with a large group is so easy to orchestrate. I think always fall back on that as a prompt. It is It is something that will always guarantee, no matter the age group, no matter the amount of people. Walking for a wedding party for, in this case, Senior Spokesmodels, it's not only easy because I don't have to say a lot to get it to execute really, really well, but it's also great because I can do tons of variations. You know, I can have them walk giggling while holding hands. I can have them kind of lean on each other. I can have them have to wrap around at least one person. I can have them hyping each other up. I can have them walking a little serious, glancing off side to side like a model walk. There are just so many variations that are really fast to execute, and you don't need to say a lot of words. You don't need to give them a lot of direction to get them to work. They can be really, really powerful in that way.
Go in a line in a new spot by no one you were by before, right here, facing this. Pick a spot, pick a spot.
Stop following me, Reese.
Yeah.
Go over. I was.
Yeah, okay, then shift like 3 steps this way.
There we go. Now I'm in the same spot.
Oh, that's okay. You can do this. Yeah. Scoot a little farther, like one more step towards Paige. Yeah, I like it. Okay. I say go. Hold hands down below. Give me literally your slowest walk towards Cam, but the whole thing must be the most dramatic giggly thing ever. So you kind of like rock it each other. So you kind of like the whole time you walk. That's slow. Are we ready? Towards Cam. Yeah. Finger grab as you go towards Cam. Just keep going. That's slow. Okay, yeah, just chill. Yes! And at me. Okay, ready, set, go! Yes! Oh, I like it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like everything. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Next, we will always do some sort of personality prompt. So something that allows them to get like more posy, cutesy, or like fun celebratory poses, especially with a group like this. So in this case, it's a graduation shoot, right? And so they're celebrating with their college shirts, they're getting really excited. They want to post things that are like fun and flirty. So our go-to is that we'll tell them that they're gonna hit 3 different poses. So I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1 and hit it, 3, 2, 1 and hit it. They can hit whatever they want. Eventually, I might give more direction, trying to get a certain mood or something like that, especially like, let's say I have groomsmen all lined up and I have them hit poses, and a lot of them hit something that's like football related. Maybe some of them played football growing up together or something. I will then do a whole set and I'll say, okay, now all of them have to be football poses and you have to interact with at least one person. That's something that I love to do. So you can definitely tailor it and get it more specific, but I think just starting and saying, okay, hit a bunch of cutesy poses, and I'll demonstrate a lot. So I'll say, maybe it'll be like 1, 2, 3 and hit it. Maybe it'll be like 1, 2, 3 and hit it. And maybe it'll be like 1, 2, 3 and hit it. So that it's not just like poses like hands on hips, like resting. I mean, that's fine too. That could be a variation that you do. But I think delivering some content that feels really like fun, flirty, again, celebratory, exciting, that is really useful for them, and they tend to post that a lot. So especially in this case with Senior Spokesmodels, where we want to deliver content that they're gonna post, they're gonna share, we do have requirements for how much they post and share, but we want them to be really excited about it. It's great because they're about to graduate. So they wanna post things where they're like peace signing up in the air, or they're like jumping, or they're like doing a cartwheel, you know, like really fun, because then there's use cases for them posting that. So we love to have them do stuff like that, and I'll show you a sample of that.
Finish with a bang. First, I say, ready, set, go, you hit a pose of choice. Ready, set, go, you hit another pose of choice. Ready, set, go, you hit a final pose of choice. If you want to look at a camera, you look at camera, but you don't need to look at camera. Make some of your poses like, I'm showing off my shirt. Ooh, I'm flashing a Washington kind of thing. You know, like something related if you have something. But you can also just like show off your shirt. Some of them. But some people just be like, hey, yeah, that's good.
I don't know. We don't have one here.
Have a lot. So it'll be ready, set, go, you'll hit something.
Yeah.
Ready, set, go, you'll hit something else. Ready, set, go, you'll hit something else.
And it's like shirt related?
If you like
Kind
one
of
of
ish?
them.
Okay.
Ish. Yeah. Let's freaking do it. Ready, set, go, hit it. Ready, set, go, hit it. Ready, set, go, hit it. Wait, the freaking cutest. Wait, stop. Okay, do another round. Make all of them like silly, but like silly. You know, like little tongue out. Yeah. Round 2. Yeah. Ready, set, go. Hit it. Ready, set, go. Hit. Oh, yeah. Ready, set, go. Hit. What? The vision. Yeah. I really think it's silly. Yeah. Ready, set, go. You hit me something shirt related, but it's gotta be like big. Like I'm thinking like you hit a lunge. You jump.
Okay. Can we jump? Wait, can we jump like High School Musical, all of us? Please? Okay.
Okay. Shirts, then we'll jump like
Guys, I literally can't jump.
Ready, set, go.
hope you so loved this video. Now we have a little bit more content from the shoot because we also at these types of shoots do individual photos. So we love to focus in and get them lots of individual photos because picture this. So Senior Spokesmodel program, they get to know everyone in the program. They're excited about like posting their friends from other schools and stuff, but there's less of a use case for them than individual photos. Like especially their parents, their family members, they want to have photos of like just Sophia, not Sophia and her random friends from schools all around that she's only met, 3 times. So while I think it's fun for the senior to post that because it's like, oh, look at my cool new friends from the other school, in most cases, the family wants photos of just Sophia. So we have footage of that. If you guys are interested in seeing that, be sure to like this video or comment down below and let me know, and I can create a video just for that because that would be super fun. So if you like this content, be sure to hit subscribe, like this video. We are so thankful for you watching along. And until next time, bye!